The American Hereford Association has been built through the hard work of thousands of dedicated cattlemen. Its purpose is to provide programs, services, technology, and leadership designed to enhance the genetics of the Hereford breed, to broaden its influence within the industry, and to expand the market for Hereford beef. Today, we take a look at the importance of the first 24 hours after calving. Here is Kansas State Beef Extension Specialist, Bob Weaver.
The first 24 hours represents an important and crucial period for the newborn calf. Several things are important to think about in terms of the first 24 hours, both from an animal health and animal well-being perspective, but also from a performance records perspective. Things to think about include, from an animal health perspective, things like vaccination, supplemental injections for vitamins and minerals, as well as recording information about the dam and the calf. From a performance record standpoint, there's a variety of performance data attributes that we should capture regarding the calf during birth and shortly thereafter, as well as performance data on the cow. In terms of animal health considerations during the first 24 hours, one of the things that we'll want to consider is what vaccination program we might need to apply to newborn calves in our production environment. We typically suggest that you form a close relationship with your herd's veterinarian to develop a strategic plan for animal health and care. These include vaccinations for a variety of contagious bacterial and viral diseases, as well as management of various mineral and vitamin supplementations that might be needed for optimal performance of your cow herd. After we've taken care of the animal health and well-being issues related to newborn calves, one of the things we have to remember to do is to collect performance data. After all, for those of us in the seed stock business, documentation of performance and estimating genetic potential are important parts of our business. So it's important to collect that data at the appropriate time. Related to the birthing and calving performance of a particular dam and her calf, things we want to capture include calving ease score. Calving ease scores represent the difficulty or lack of difficulty or dystocia that a calf experiences during birth. These performance records give a good indication of how that animal might perform when it becomes a parent. So collecting calving ease scores is very important. Calving ease scores typically range from 1 to 5, 1 being no assistance or an unassisted birth with no dystocia. 2 is typically a moderate or light assist. A 3 is a difficult birth with substantial assistance. A 4 is a cesarean section, so we've had to perform surgery to extract the calf from the cow. And 5 is an abnormal presentation. Abnormal presentations in cattle typically present as either a backwards calf, so rear feet first, or what we call a butt breech, or the rump or hind end of the calf presented first. Oftentimes these cause substantial complications during birth. The American Hereford Association, as part of their whole herd reporting system, captures additional reproductive performance data on cows using scores 6 through 12. Calving ease score 6 represents calf born dead or died shortly after birth. 7 is an aborted calf. 8 is an open cow or no calf. 9 represents that the dam died during calving difficulty. 10 represents an ET or donor dam with no calf recorded during that calving season. 11 is a recipient dam with an ET calf not reported. 12 is a multi-owned dam and data reported in another herd. It's also important to measure and record accurate birth weights. Birth weight is one of the main determinants or causes of dystocia in beef cattle, but only accounts for a portion of that variation in calving ease score. In fact, from a genetics perspective, only about half the variation in calving ease performance is described by variation in birth weight. So we use birth weight data as an additional indicator trait in our prediction of calving ease EPDs. To that end, it's very important that we measure accurate birth weights. By accurate birth weights, I mean we need to use a scale. Using a tape or guessing is not good enough, and frankly our customers expect more. Calving ease tapes or tapes of hoof circumference or body circumference are fairly inaccurate estimators of body weight. Our best guess of how much a calf weighs is actually weighing it. So get out the scale, and if you don't own one, buy a good quality either dial or spring scale to measure calf birth weights. We can use an additional calf sling, commercial products are available, to suspend the calf during the weighing procedure. In addition to measuring accurate birth weights using a scale, those birth weights should be recorded in a timely manner. Typically, we recommend that those birth weights be collected within 24 hours of birth. One of the common concerns, though, is that producers like to get birth weights as soon as possible. And we typically advise that if there's been any kind of disruption in terms of the calving event, in terms of either a dystocia event or predators or something that may disrupt the calf and cow bonding together, that producers actually put off collecting the birth weight observation until that cow is paired up with her calf. The last thing you want to do is permanently disrupt that relationship between cow and calf. So part of our performance record collection system should be having a method and a procedure to capture the data and a place to put it. So the Hereford Association, as well as a number of other organizations, offer calving books. And in that calving book, you should be sure to record, obviously, the dam that a particular calf is born to. So if you use ear tag or tattoo as the identifier for a cow, include that. The calf's birth date, of course, the gender or sex of the calf, so male or female, bull or heifer, and then also collect the birth weight and calving ease score data right in the calving book. In addition to those points of data, one thing to consider collecting and will be useful as we expand the calculation of udder quality EPDs is udder score data related to suspension as well as teat size.
Udder score should be taken within the first 24 hours of calving. This is the time when poor udders will have the most swelling and edema. Calving is the most critical time for udder quality from a calf's perspective. A 3-month-old calf may not have trouble nursing a 1-inch teat size, but a 72-pound newborn calf likely will. Scores of 1 to 9 are used for both traits, with 9 being more close to ideal. This scoring system is not concerned with milk flow or production. Those will be measured with the weaning weight and milk and growth EPDs. We are looking at this trait as the type of udder and teat. For more about udder scoring, watch the udder scoring video on the Hereford YouTube channel or download the udder scoring fact sheet from the Hereford.org Education Center. To learn more about the calving process or other Hereford programs, visit Hereford.org or call 816-842-3757.